Well, Jonah, it's really been great having you here today and hearing a bit of your story and some of the work that you've been doing, especially with this audience, because we've got 400 grade 8 kids in the audience today who are not that much younger than you. And so I'm imagining they're really curious about how you got so involved in the subject, both in filmmaking and now connecting with water and Pala, and in previous work as well. Can you give us a sense of how this came to be that you got into such professional work so quickly and so early?
Well, first of all, I'm thrilled that Water Docs was able to invite me here today. It was great to be able to speak to these students. It's very hopeful to see so many kids doing these kinds of projects, and I'm very grateful that companies like this are organizing these kinds of events. So how it was the opposite. I first found a passion for nature. Growing up in the south of France at the Mediterranean, just loving that environment, the underwater world. As I said today, I couldn't go very far, but I was still just being able to see the fish and pick up hermit crabs and so on was enough to connect me to that world. I'm much more comfortable in water. It's my home. And then, so when I moved to Canada, then I found a passion for entertainment. And I don't know that there was necessarily a significant moment where I fell in love with entertainment. It kind of just came to be. But then I really started to love that art form, and then I started to combine the two because I think entertainment and films and music can have such a powerful impact. And then if you can put a message in there of making the world a better place and you put them together, I'm hoping to inspire a lot of people by doing these kinds of projects, for sure. There's a lot of hope out there. There's a lot of hope, especially like today when I see everyone fighting for these causes. There's a lot of hope that people can get involved and fight because, for example, coral reefs, in every previous mass extinction event, coral reefs were the first to go. And so that's a bad sign that they're going now. And also in all previous mass extinction events, carbon dioxide levels were very high, higher than they should be. And so we're facing one of these challenges.
People are curious, how does this happen? Especially, a pair of brothers, you're still quite young, but obviously passionate about the work that you do and the subject matter and all the places that you find to educate people about. Can you share a bit about how this got started? What drives the passion in you?
Absolutely, Bob. Alex and I, from we were young, we've always been really passionate about conservation, the environment, particularly Alex with animals. He was a big fan of animals growing up. And so, as we got older, I went to film school, I studied film production, and he studied environmental science and international development. So we sort of had different backgrounds, but we always wanted to work together and create documentaries about environmental issues, things that we were really passionate about. And we just got the opportunity after we graduated university and started sort of coming up with some ideas of stories to tell and put together a pilot episode, a really rough pilot episode on two issues. One looking at the health of coral reefs in the Caribbean, and then one looking at mega dams, hydroelectric dams on the Mekong River in Southeast Asia, and sort of put together two stories, one on the ocean, one on fresh water, and so the rest is history.
Yeah, and like Tyler said, a lot of it just comes from our passion. When we were young, we were always passionate about wildlife. We wanted to film wildlife when we grew up. We were passionate about the environment, conservation issues, even from a young age, and so that's that sort of that curiosity when you're young. Is a lot of where our passion came from, and that's what's so great about events like this, because you see an audience full of young kids who are all very passionate about environmental issues. A lot of them they're all passionate about the environment, and so you can see the same sort of passion and wide eyes and curiosity in all the students in the audience today, and that's really how we started, and that's what we still carry with us today.
We certainly appreciate how much you continue to support work like us and other passion projects around the city and the country, because your presence and encouragement helps nurture that. And I think that's what I'm hearing as a common element, is there has been some support and some assistance along the way in getting that first step and seeing some success.
Well, that's really nice of you to say, Bob. We really appreciate that. That's been our goal since we started, is to try and raise awareness and really inspire, everyone, but particularly youth, about the challenges that we're facing and the solutions and things they can do in their daily lives to really have a positive impact on the planet.
Yeah,
so it's really rewarding to hear that. Thank you.
Thanks for Water Docs for having us, and thanks to Water Docs for all the great work you're doing to raise awareness and help make our jobs easier to bring these stories to as many people as possible.
I want to definitely do a career where I feel like I'm making a difference, you know what I mean? I want to continue my activism work. I'm hoping to take a deferral before I go to university, so I have time to go and work on my Blue communities, get back to visiting councils and do more presentations, and I have an idea in the mix about walking around the Great Lakes, so I'm hoping maybe I can put that in motion. And then getting into university, I want to do something that makes a difference. So if it's working with animals, if it's going out and being a wildlife conservationist, something along those lines, because I feel like that's what I'm here to do and that's what I want to do.